Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Big Campaign Stories. I'm Jeff, your humble narrator and GM, and we have a full crew today. Say hi, crew.
Hi, crew.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello. What did two of you guys get cute with that one?
2 out of 5 dads ain't that bad.
But before we get to the session, let's start with them lightsaber checks. Dosh.
Hey, I'm Dosh. Well, I'm Mav, and I'll be playing Dosh. And I rolled a 2 and a 6. Jesse.
Your double ones are still there, never forget.
Oh, God.
I was going to ask.
You guys didn't
Everybody-
take care of that when I was gone? What the hell's wrong with you?
We saved him for you. We figured you wanted him.
You earned them.
Yeah, I did.
Hey, everybody. I'm Jesse. I'm playing as Oswald, and I got a 13. Go ahead, Marsh.
Hey, everybody. This is Marshall. I'm playing as Keegan, and I rolled a 16. Sean, you're up.
Hey, this is Sean. I play fours. I rolled a 4. John, round us out.
This is John playing as Lucius, and I got a 7.
In standard fashion, Dosh, do you want to give us the recap as the lowest roll? I'm kidding. There's nothing here for you. Sean!
Hey, yeah. I also think, in fairness, in an earlier episode, I think I rolled lowest and somehow dodged the description. When last we left off, we had gotten the wrecker back, but I remember we didn't have to chase him down for it. And after leaving Dosh with the water company, or the firehouse to coordinate with the red bandana, we went higher up north to we just fucking covered this. To hit the another point on our job, which was exploring vaults in the our ferry area. And
Am I right on the Shrine of Gulsharn?
No.
Nope.
No? Alright.
Thank you for the attempted assist.
I tried.
There was an incident with a halfling there intruding on this old man's property, and he had automaton defense drones. But after defusing that situation, I believe that's where we left off. We met the intruder, who was a halfling named Jasper.
Yeah, Jasper is in your van currently. Approaching in the rearview mirror, you can see Dosh coming down the street.
Am I swaggering, or do I have like an Uber?
Oh, I'd probably put it as swagger because you're probably not picking up too many rides out here.
Oh, yeah, we're at the
when people are
apocalypse
trying to
zone.
steal cars. So
Yeah. If I stole the car. I found one, guys. No, I don't think I would steal a car.
What about your
That's
super
not-
humbleness? Don't forget.
If I was, I'll knock on the window.
I think I'll just get out of the wrecker at this point. I think that we talked to
Jasper.
fucking Jasper. Alright, so yeah, I thought we got Jasper all sorted out, so make sure they have an HCOM and step out of the wrecker to meet Dosh. So you made it, you're just in time.
Yeah, I'll give you a big hug. See, I'm getting things sorted out at the firehouse. I figured I can come help you guys.
The red bandana's made it?
Yes. I don't know. Jeff done red bandana made it.
Yes, Frost Proxy did show up with the team to take over and assist with running the water plant. Frost would tell you that for a later time, when you have time to deal with it, that they're dealing with some internal issues with the red bandana, with another group led by Abigail DeKale that is not looking at the idea of red bandana as helpers and more people ready to take vengeance on the corporations. But yeah, with that, Dosh, you can see you're outside of a very large mansion on a large estate and property. Trees have been cut down to give a wide range of view from the house to the gate. Though the gate is missing a section where it looks like the iron bars have been cut away. You can see parts of the gate have electrical batteries hooked up to them to electrify it, but they have several Basayan guards in both the yard and in the windows, automated soldiers keeping watch to keep away trespassers. There's an old man standing by the front of the house, still in his robe with a shotgun, but your friends now have a halfling woman in the car who looks excited about the idea of being an assistant to this quest.
That's good.
I'll say, Dosh, Jasper has already scouted out the property before she got in trouble with the owner. And we think that the well on the other side of the property is how we're going to get to the shrine. So I think that we can discuss this with the man at the doorway and maybe get our way into there. He thinks that we're here to help.
I look at you guys and look at the guy holding a shotgun.
He thinks we're here to help, followed by a bunch of sinister laughter. You guys.
Crack
That's
my
right.
knuckles a
You
little
guys
bit.
are heroes.
I think I've got my owlbear cloak on. I'll just ruffle some feathers and you ready, boys?
Boo.
Right.
Dosh, this guy has had previous trespassers as well. And if you look right over there, you can see the pile that he puts the bodies.
I see. Is this guy like someone renowned around town or something? He has a mansion, right?
Yeah, I don't know who he is though. Didn't bother to ask when we first got here. Figure we will now though.
Should, yeah.
I'd like to ask Jasper to show me that site that the riddle comes from before we leave her behind in the van. I'd like to read it for myself, and I'll just kind of get a sense of what her perspective on things is.
She'll pull up her datapad and show you the info forms that you've seen Forge use before. And she will say that, yeah, 15 Bloom 4020X is how the username shows on the forums. They've been posting riddles for us to go find in the city. And this is the one. I had to translate it from Halfling back across, but here's basically what it says. And this is what led me to here when I started looking up the old plumbing plans in our ferry. And she shows you the post, translated, that says, Tomb of Horeth, under the Red Star's land. Lines drawn by steel hands of 4 to be. Each written can be found on an elemental foundation.
And remind me, she thought that the Red Star's land was here for some reason? What makes this the Red Star's land?
Well, it's written into the history of the Arferi district. The Arferi house of when the Red Star first appeared was when they were able to start rebuilding the house from what it was, led to the succession of King Ja Makalel that established peace with Saint Arcani to unite the Zerain Empire.
Okay, go on.
Yeah, she'll kind of look at you like, it's a lot of basic history. You should have learned it in school.
I didn't go to school around here.
Should have learned it in Big Campaign Bree.
Yeah, I know, right? Okay, well that's cool. I trust you. You're clearly a lot smarter at this than me.
Yeah, she'll beam at that and kind of, yeah.
Okay, well, tell you what, I'll try and keep an open comms loop with you as we go down there to see what we see, because I'm betting you're gonna have a better chance of working through these riddles than me.
She'll absolutely be. I'll be ready and waiting, and she'll be setting up her datapad and HCOM on speakerphone, ready to help you guys out.
Cool. I'm sure we'll get 10, maybe even 15 feet below ground before we lose reception.
Do we have a contingency for that?
Nope.
Sting is how we've encountered that before. Do we want to go ahead and plan for that now?
Yeah, she'll dig through her bag and pull out a signal booster. I was going to put this at the top of the shrine or the well. It should make a second constant point for you to be able to speak out of.
Clever.
It's awesome. You really are good at this.
Yeah, if you want to be a professional adventurer, you have to have all the stuff. You can tell this thing has never been used.
Yeah. I also recall her digging on us earlier for not having adventurers packs. All right. Well, I'm good to go.
Same. And I'll start walking up to the entrance.
Real quick before we move in, Lucius, why is he going to be cool with us continuing our search on the property? Just making sure we have our story straight before we walk up to him.
Right. And the idea is we're looking for anything else suspicious or any other trespassers that might be a threat on his life or his property, and that he should stay inside and let the authorities handle it.
Okay.
Even though he's got armed robot guards. It's whatever. And a pile of bodies outside is.
A pile of bodies, yeah.
He didn't seem to be like quite all there, as I recall too. And he was happy that we as a Mon were there to bring some order back to this place.
Right.
Alright,
So he
alright.
might be happy with us
Just in general, right?
taking on the rest of the investigation, making sure his land is clear.
Mm-hmm.
All right, good. Take it away.
All right, very well. Heading up the gravel driveway, passing by the Basan guards. As you guys move across his property towards him, Randall will stand up. The robe is not tied off in any way, but the shotgun is tucked into one of his pockets. As he'll... So? When are the Seekers arriving?
There won't be any Seekers. This will be handled by Amon directly.
You can see he takes a little bit of like pride and pleasure in that, of like, excellent. I like Amon's work.
And I'm Lucius Astebold.
Randall Umberson.
Good, because I definitely didn't want to shake this guy's hand or anything. Randall, after detaining that halfling and interrogating them for a moment, it's become clear that we need to put you in a safe place inside so that we can investigate around your property and make sure everything's safe.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Make sure there's not more of them.
Exactly. Or anything that they could have planted that could hurt you in the future. We're very thorough. This could take some time.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a diplomacy.
I attempt to diplomatize.
And he does suffer from humans, so...
Oh, sucker. Alright, well I got insight bonus equal to my cha, so this is a total of 26.
You seem to get past his worries and assumptions. So, no, that makes sense. Well, bring your vehicle inside the property. As long as she's detained and handcuffed in there, then shouldn't have a problem. But I don't want any one of these locals taking your stuff.
Very well.
How considerate of you.
Yeah, he will nod, not hearing any sarcasm in that at all. Q4s.
I'll sliver to Lucius. I'm sorry I doubted you. I'll go to pull the wrecker inside the fence.
And I'll go patch up the fence really quick while we're taking a few minutes.
But yeah, once on his property, you can see it's about a 3-story mansion, well built. You see the Basan guards in the windows. As you guys get to the crest, you can see the rest of his property. You can see the orange trees. You can see the well top. You can see that there are quite a few more Basan guards on the other side that are keeping watch over his fruits and flowers.
Okay.
But he will... well, I trust you, Mr. Sebold, to take care of the property as you see fit, and then let me know as soon as Amon will be showing up. I have quite a list of grievances to give them.
I'm sure.
I can take that for you if you want.
No.
All right.
You look like a trespasser.
I mean, you literally ran up to the halfling and ignored him, so no, he does not believe you.
That's fine. I'll shrug and turn away. I'm done with this guy. I'm just gonna start walking off into his property.
When he goes back inside, I would like to, without any indication, cast a new spell that I have, and it's called Escape Alarm. And so I just want to know, kind of a silent thing in my head, if he leaves his property.
Okay, are you casting like on the house?
That's
Or
what
like
I'm
the
thinking,
property
yeah.
for the property as a whole.
Just his house. I don't want him to come back out and go to the wrecker for any reason without me knowing about it.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
It's a cool spell.
And looks like you can give everybody else here the password, so it won't trigger
Oh,
on
nice.
anybody but Randall.
Take that, Randy.
The team of you will head across his yard down towards where the oranges are at, where the flower fields are. You can see the top part of the well, right where Jasper said it would be. The oranges are letting off a very strong, fresh citrusy scent. From this side of the property, you look back and see the multiple kind of like widow's walks and patios set up on the backside of the mansion, meant to look over this.
I will set up the relay point for the communication.
All right, excellent. Yeah, easily done.
Are there automatons in this particular part of his property, like over by the orchard?
Yeah, there are more automatons guarding the orchard than there are the front.
Okay, then I will sneakily take an orange rather than brazenly take an orange.
Very well. Go ahead and give me a sleight of hand.
Total of 21.
All right. The Basan automatons have a plus 10 to perception. They will roll. But they do not seem to catch you, Oswald, as you tuck a, let's say, softball-sized orange
Hell
into
yeah.
your pocket. The outside texture of it is not bumpy, but it's kind of that smooth, wet feeling like snake scales are.
Well, that's just gonna go in a pocket then.
It's a concerning orange.
Peel back the orange skin. It's meat inside.
I mean, you can eat it just fine. But
Kind of looks that way already. You think about like the vascularity of an orange.
yeah.
Vascularity.
The marbling? Yeah, I see it, Sean.
Yeah, thank you.
That gamey flavor oranges have, you know.
It's like a Far Realm orange.
So I'll look over to the automatons, look down at this well, and slipper over to Jasper. What do you think, in your expert opinion? Any traps?
You'll get a pause for a bit before she'll... I think you're supposed to say over?
Kind of scratch my head for a second and think, yeah, I never really did have any radio etiquette. I don't say over after that.
Yeah, she'll pause for a bit before... well, it says it's supposed to go down at least 60 feet. Does it look that deep?
Does it have a top over it, or is it open?
It is open. It is set up in a way very similar to like an old-timey well, though a bit wider. So imagine not like a small, kind of like 5 foot wide, but like 15 foot. And where it has 2 separate spots where you can lower down a bucket to get water.
Okay.
I'll look down the well.
Yeah, and I'll drop a coin with light on it down there.
Yeah, Keegan, looking down the well, it is dark. Both buckets are at the top. And Lucius, as you drop a coin with light on it, you will watch as the light will go down about 20 feet before it disappears. Though you won't hear a clang until about maybe a second or so after it disappears, where it sounds like it hit metal, but makes like a slight splash sound.
I'll grab one of the buckets and slow fall down the drain with the bucket.
Yeah, I'll fire a grapple into the top of the well or whatever and follow you down.
We're just ignoring the fact the light went out.
Yep.
Doesn't bother me.
I rolled
Let us know
double
what you
once. I'm gonna
find
be
down
okay.
Yeah.
I was already thinking I might go down by myself, and seeing Dash go down there with me, it's like, sweet, I'll be fine.
Well, he went down first.
I know. So I get to follow him. That's even better.
Yeah, so as far as the slow fall will go, Dosh, as you lower yourself into the darkness of the well, it does get unnaturally dark for a moment before your feet will hit a metal pan that's about ankle-high deep in water. Oswald, looking down, your eyes can definitely see through the darkness here. You can see the multiple metal shards that all come together, forming kind of almost a sunflower effect of metal tubing that provides water to a large kind of metal pan that the buckets here would lower into.
I do have dark vision 30 feet if it works in this kind of darkness.
The magical darkness does block it.
Yeah, I figured. I just was. All right.
But there is a coin by your feet. Dash.
Does it, with the light that's coming off it, does it actually give any light away? Or is
It does not.
smothered? Or okay.
It is smothered.
I'll ask Oswald if he can see anything.
Yeah, I can see everything.
Well, I can't, so I gotta follow your lead, man.
Okay, well, yeah, there's some kind of like, I don't know, pattern of metal tubing here that's feeding this pan of water. So I don't think it's actually a well. I think it's just like a reservoir or something that's being fed from somewhere else. So I guess we could probably follow some of these pipes to somewhere else. Like, is there a place to go to from here, from where we're standing?
From you lowering yourself down, Dosh is standing in the metal pan. Looking past this, though, through the darkness, you can see that there is a large stairwell that extends around the outside under the well. That's about 20 feet wide across. So imagine that this metal pan is in the middle of the air, supported by these metal beams, but there are pathways underneath it as the well continues to descend further than your dark vision goes.
Okay, so there's like a spiral staircase around the interior wall of this that's like going further down.
Correct.
Okay, cool. So yeah, there's a stairwell around the wall that keeps going down. So that's gonna be the way to continue.
I'm gonna see if I can reach out with the cell phone. What's that called? God, sliver. Sorry, that was like reach out the sliver and see if it's still connected to the group. Like, hey, Lucius, you there still?
We're still here. Safe to come down?
This magical darkness, I can't see shit, but it seems to be safe. There's a stairwell, according to Oswald.
That seemed like quite the drop, huh?
Yeah, you're gonna want ropes or something.
Well, Keegan, you take the other bucket. Lucius, you're on his shoulders, and I'll climb down.
Sounds like a plan to me.
Yeah, I pulled the one bucket down, so there is a rope, like, coming down. I don't know if you can...
I can
secure
lower you
it.
down in the other bucket.
Nah, I'm fine.
I'm not.
Lucius, you put your foot in the bucket, hang onto the rope, and I'll lower you down.
Dosh, you will notice that when your bucket touches the pan here, water flows into the pan from the pipes, filling it up enough that the bucket is filled, or would be filled if you were lowering it in here.
So it's triggered by the bucket and not my weight?
Correct.
There must be like a magic enchantment on it or something, or magnetic maybe?
Water magnet.
Yeah, it's like a water clock, except in reverse, right?
So yeah, I'll lower Lucius down,
You lower Lucius into the pan that Dosh is standing in.
and then I'll climb down the ropes myself.
Okay, into the pan?
Yeah.
All right. Fors and Oswald, I believe, have the simplest time of this, of being able to either climb or grapple onto the stairwell that is on the outside ring of this.
Yeah, I'll grapple over there and just position myself to make it easier for anybody else to get across to the stairwell. I don't know what kind of gap they've got between the pan and the stairs, but I know I can see and they can't.
Fors, you can sense with tremor sense the people around, but you can't see when you're in that darkness area.
Mm-hmm.
And so it does take a little coordination between you and Oswald to help everybody bridge the 10-foot gap here, which does drop over 100 feet past Oswald's vision into other darkness.
I'm going to
Even
say
darkness.
that we've got some rope. I'm just going to say that. And I think we should use some rope to have it like a lifeline to get people through the darkness.
Yeah, once you guys are on the stairwell, the darkness is not affecting you.
Oh,
it
nice.
seems to be cast from the pan up.
So people can't see what's going on down here, basically.
Correct, but they can lower a pan bucket in and get water.
Neat.
But yeah, once you're all safely onto stone ground, there are no lights really here except for the light of the any HCOMs or anything else you guys have.
I might try to suck that coin back to me.
Yeah, once the coin leaves the darkness, it brightens up again, and you guys will be able to see the engravings upon the walls. A lot of it seems to be mostly decorative, but you can see multiple iterations to Horeth, a nature deity representing the multi-armed form, with its body wrapped in elements. Its head's on fire, its spine a river, its legs mountains. It seems to be holding a storm cloud with it.
And I marvel at that for a second, and then remember the last time I was down in a vault like this. Does it look like there's any continuing metal designed for a light spell?
Go ahead and give me your perception checks.
Right attempt. I got a 10. That's pretty good for me. Speaking out to everybody, the last time I was at that I had gone diving into a place like this, it was actually set up for magic, and there was metal running continuously I could cast a light spell on. Does anybody see something like that?
I will look. I get a 17.
Yeah.
I got a 28.
So tying this with Keegan's knowledge of engineering, Oswald, looking around down here, it's a lot of stone and it's a lot of metal. This feels like the underside of Pauldron, which means nothing really stands out so much as looks like it should.
Okay.
But Keegan, you're able to notice the piping that went to the pan from at least this side seems to be parts where you can see it in the walls here as well. All of it seems to be treated much like the gun that you inherited from Gerardo, as there's no rust, there's no degradation to the metal piping in the walls. And if you touch it, it's still slightly warm. But that nat 20 on perception does reveal also, carved amongst the rock in the wall, amongst the forms of Horeth and the various elements, you can see that there is a thin 5-fingered hand with a book with a lock symbol.
Okay. I will point these things out to Lucius. Let him know that the piping might be the way to go for the light spell, and that there's this hand carving here. Just stands out.
I'll feel around until I feel what he's feeling.
Yeah, once pointed out, you have your light coin, so that's still working.
Great, yeah. And then I'll attempt to light up the room.
Touching part of that metal and casting light on it, what you'll get that slow effect as you look down the spiraling stone stairs that go all the way around this well and further down, as the metal lights up from the various pipes. But as far as the symbol that Keegan has brought up to you, anyone's welcome to make a history or religion check.
I'll attempt to do that.
I can do religion.
You guys got this.
Incorporate.
Oh yeah, I got a natty 112 on my knowledge history on that one.
We've got the full spectrum today.
I got a 10 on my knowledge religion.
So, but there's a lock over a book, right?
Yep.
And if I recall,
Three
by
finger hand.
cheating, cheating and scrolling up, that perhaps this has this is one of the elemental foundations or something. But I'll attempt to interact with this book.
Yeah, it's just a carving of stone.
Just a carving, all right. Or maybe there's 4 of these around the area. Anything that resembles a elemental symbol around this?
Yeah, there's a variety of elemental symbols in the various carvings on the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing next to this one, though.
Okay.
I'll describe what we're seeing back to Jasper.
Just gonna see if Jasper can still hear us.
Yeah. A, to see if she can hear us, and B, to see if she's got any insights.
You'll hear her voice come through again, and you said a hand with a book?
Yeah. If I can, I'll take a picture with my HCOM and just send it directly to her.
Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah, that looks like the symbol of Makeith, the god of secrets. Did none of you go to school here? Over.
I know 2 of us didn't go to school here.
I think all of you but Lucius technically did go to school here.
I don't think I'm old enough to go to school yet.
And John's natty 1 means he wasn't really there in school either.
He was learning the business.
Okay. Is that worrying, or is it just like, does it mean there's like more riddles nested within riddles or something? Because secrets.
Yeah, I mean, I'd assume it probably means there's more secrets. That's at least what Makeith represented, and especially in a shrine dedicated to another god, seems odd to me.
Is that the name of that new casino?
Oh yeah. So Makeith is the god of secrets. What's Horeth the god of?
Horeth controls the elements.
Oh, okay.
Is the elemental are the symbols that they use or the language that they use, is that all arcane, or does it look like Levat stuff at all?
This all looks like old Rethi, like Draconic mixed in with the Rethi language. It does not
Okay.
look like Levat stuff.
All right.
Maybe we should just keep going deeper, and maybe this is just a warning to us that there are puzzles to figure out later on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This might not
we'll just
actually
keep
be
this
the
in
puzzle.
mind.
Yeah. If we get stuck, I'm coming back on my 5th element this and throw some water on the word water and see what happens.
Which one of us is going to be Lilu and just turn into like a beam of love to destroy the asteroid?
That'll be Lucius.
Lucius, do you have your one piece ready?
You got your straps?
Yeah.
I mean, it does make sense as a sorcerer. He'd be dressed in mostly leather straps.
I've got a sick poster of what's his face on my room. What's his name again? Oh my
Hammett?
god. Yeah. This crossbow for some reason.
For anyone who wants to know how dumb this joke goes, that's the name of the 3.0 sorcerer.
Because those
In
what
the
most of
player's
our
handbook.
references are from.
Right.
But he's got
Where
those
we-
leather straps that come up his stomach, but then his whole chest is exposed, right?
Yeah, he's not wearing
Correct.
clothes. He's wearing like 30 belts.
Yeah.
So, downward, yeah?
Yeah.
We're headed further down, Jasper.
Okay,
Over.
sounds good. Over.
We cast light on a tube and we really made a meal out of it.
I'll take the lead.
You're Corbin Dallas.
Oh God, is the rest of this whole thing gonna be coded?
Oh no. We're running out of characters. Who's Ruby Rod?
Oh, that's me.
That's totally
It's obviously not.
So next is Ian Holmes and his assistant.
No.
Aziz,
Marshall,
right.
you'll be Tony Tiny Lister, and I'll be Zorg.
Oh, Zorg.
Well, with that resolved, you all continue further into the ground, following the steps as they round about further and further from the darkness that surrounded the pan. You'll pass by more carvings in the wall. From what you can kind of tell, this seems to be not just a shrine, but maybe this was like a religious temple. Because it's not until you're about 10 rotations down, you start to get to doors that open up into, at this point, well-rotted, like long since the woods turned to mold, rooms where beds would be.
Interesting.
Each room had 2 beds separated in the middle by a brazier that you can see was either burnt or well charred. Last time it was used, probably hundreds of years ago.
So you're saying that there's kind of murals all the way down here on the walls? Are they kind of telling a story of anything? Or it's just dedications to Horeth?
Looks like most of it's dedications, but as you keep going, you can kind of see the, you can put together the story that's being played here, showing Horeth's rise to power as she's able to control the elements and bind them to her will. More of a nature deity that controls things and not one that exists with nature. But that would fit based on what you guys know historically of the liches that used to rule the empire.
Are there any continuous lines that are working their way through the carvings that are kind of following us down as we descend?
There are not.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a couple rooms that you'll open up and you can see the fungus and mold that's grown across the walls has definitely had more to feed on than just beds and sheets. Whether these are people that have since long passed, the rooms are kind of that fetid stink of kind of that old mildew and water and stone.
It's all like rounded rooms and corners, sounds like?
In the rooms here, no, each one of them is square.
Oh, yeah, I won't be going in those.
This whole place is going to be a problem for you, isn't it?
Not so far. just the rooms full of mysterious mold corpses.
Yeah, we'll look in every room, but like for me, it's just a glance, being like, "Oh, yep, it's more the same." Mm-hmm. Continuing on.
Yeah, as you keep continuing on, it does get warmer the further down you go.
So it gets more humid and sticky.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome, like the forest.
Is anybody smart with mold being able to identify whether that stuff is dangerous to us?
1 second.
I could take a look at it.
I could roll a survival and see.
As an android, am I still worried about mold?
No.
Okay.
I got a 30 on knowledge dungeoneering.
I got a 24 on survival.
Okay.
Oh, shit, survival. Oh, 15.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense for us with that 15. Or at least you didn't have to do a lot of underground things in the Pine Barrens, so, and sure as heck don't do a lot of it in the city, so.
Yeah, not a whole lot of spelunking.
Yeah, Keegan, with the 24, you can see, though this mold does not seem to be directly poisonous, it's not good to probably breathe it in too much.
Okay.
It's not unusual necessarily for you to find these either corpses of people or things that in like old underground laboratories from the Kenzai in the Vastwood. So, but Lucius, with a 30 on dungeoneering, you do know that this is completely safe right now. This is not the kind of mold that you'd want to expose to the elements, as it seems to grow from that. And seeing the pipes now, especially as you've been following down further and watching them kind of go through here, you believe these pipes might be steam vents, or should be connected to like a geothermal processor or something.
So yeah, I'll convey that to everybody. Looking a little bit closer, it looks like this is the pipes are for heating.
Probably to keep the
Interesting.
convent or whatever here warm, or do you think
Perhaps.
something more?
I'll put my hand on one of the pipes and give it a tap.
Yep, she's solid.
Yeah, the metal rings out clear. It sounds like there's still water in them.
And how much warmer are they than they were up at the pan?
Quite a bit. Like, your resistance makes it easy enough for you to touch it.
Okay.
But somebody without resistance, this would probably be too warm to handle for very long.
And do these pipe into the rooms too?
They do, yeah.
So the mold's concerning, but it's not life-threatening right now.
Correct.
I suppose if we don't go kicking and messing with the corpses too, it won't get airborne.
Unless you find
So-
some sick-ass loot, then you go do that.
So if everything stays like calm and undisturbed and nothing unexpected happens, is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and tie some cloth over my face.
I'm gonna pull my t-shirt up over my nose.
Was then I realized the weakness of your flesh.
You guys don't realize how stupid you look with masks on.
Can't you rust?
Nothing down here is rusted.
Yeah, but he's not treated with that same stuff.
Oh, true. Yes.
Shit, I didn't spring for the Rust-Oleum.
Should have gotten the undercoat.
I can give you a heck of a deal on that true quote.
I don't want the true coat.
Or as you pass by the rooms that had beds in them originally, you will get to some rooms that just have large storage tanks treated with the same material and metal. They are not glowing with light, but they are hot to the touch, and you can clang against them and hear that they are somewhat full, but looks like the water is still.
Interesting.
I'll put my hand on the tank and look over to Lucius. Monster clones?
I'll detect magic over them.
Yeah, they absolutely glow. But as you do cast Detect Magic, you will be briefly stunned for a moment, as you are in a ley line.
So what does that look like? Because Lucius has no verbal, somatic, or anything when he casts stuff. So it's not obvious to us that he's casting Detect Anything. So what does it look like when Lucius gets stunned by a ley line?
Just suddenly Hank Hill. Oh!
Oh God!
No, I'd imagine I'd probably fall right on my ass, like stumbling backwards. I wasn't ready for that.
You are at a nexus of a ley line.
And can I recognize that?
You can. So this is a huge source of magical energy.
Alright. And is it that the tanks are, or that the entire place is?
The entire place is. The tanks give off magic similar to the gun that you guys inherited, so it's treated with that magical effect to make it so they can't rust.
Okay.
Right.
But this is all old magic.
They don't make them like this anymore.
Yep.
Yeah, I'll kind of fumble back up and apologize. Sorry, I went to see if there was any magic and I was overwhelmed. This whole place is a ley line.
You alright?
Take me a second to get over it, but yeah, just a little bit overwhelming. The tanks are just treated with the no rust formula stuff, but I don't know what they do yet. I say we continue on.
Is this are I guess I'll turn to Lucius when I ask. Are all the vaults that you've seen similar, or are they all drastically different?
This being the second, drastically different.
Can I use a knowledge engineering to see what I think about these tanks?
Yeah, absolutely.
29.
I
Gotta
got
get all those-
20s.
Gotta get all those
That's what you
20s out of the
sound
way.
like, Marshall. That's what you sound like.
Gotta clear them out before the combat starts.
Right.
Yeah, with another nat 20, Keegan, you've seen similar to this before, actually, amongst the Kinsai laboratories and things like that. This looks like holding vats for a geothermal energy source or generator.
Oh,
So, yeah,
like
these
batteries,
are-
but for heat.
These are part of the piping and everything. It's
Power, huh?
power, heat, whatever they needed.
I'm good to move on if you guys are.
Yeah, the air starts to become very humid and balmy as you keep going further down. Somewhere further down, you can definitely feel that you are approaching water. You can start to get that feeling on your skin. You'll pass by rooms that are almost entirely the floor is like a large powered fan. You see the fan, though, is covered with dirt and unused, just things that have kind of built up around it. They're kind of locked in place. But you will pass into a room now that stands out from the others. Upon the walls, it shows Horeth stretching her tendrils and claws out across what kind of looks like a map of the Zorain Empire. But there are 6 fire pits in here. Some of them kind of knocked over at this point. All of them have burn marks for them that are in this room.
I'll be a bit distracted because I'm definitely magically cleaning the air around me because that sounds really annoying.
Mhm.
So, sorry guys, you guys got to deal with it.
It's like a humid forest.
You should bring like an astronaut suit down, so you only have to do it on the inside of the suit.
Dungeoneering astronaut suit.
Oh, yeah.
Stand back, gentlemen.
That's right. I totally forgot that we've got Sandus survival suits that come equipped with a breathing mask.
I've got one in a closet that was probably destroyed when they burned my house down.
We could have grabbed some from HQ.
So no, I don't have one of those on me right now. And I'm definitely wearing a different type of suit over that one too.
Yeah, we're all paying the stupid tax.
Yep.
Jasper, can you still hear us? Over.
I will
Yeah,
roll
Keegan.
my eyes.
Keegan, I think I can hear you. Over.
Okay. We're quite a bit further down now. Nothing really new to report. Just keeping in touch.
Sounds
Over.
good. Over.
Oswald disagrees.
You're not,
You can-
you're not going to tell her about the room with the big drawing of Horeth and the 6 fire pits? That's new.
Nope, not yet.
Okay.
We're still looking at it.
Yeah, if it's a big enough room, I would say I imagine us kind of circling around and just kind of investigating the room.
Yeah, you can definitely walk in. It is a rounded room.
So Oswald can come in.
Yeah.
I mean, I'd still be willing to go in the square rooms. I'm not going to automatically go in them, you know? But yeah, I'll go in this one.
Yeah, various gems decorate the walls. The 6 fire pits, all leading towards a central kind of sun shape in the middle of the room, with one of the pipes that seems to go down further on this side. Yeah, I'm not sure what else are you guys looking for or doing.
I'm gonna go examine, see if there are any markings on the braziers. Like one that says fire, and one that says water, and one that says earth.
Yeah, looking over the braziers, there's not something that marks them as different elements, but they are all marked as flame.
And I'll look around. Do we want to light these up?
How much mold is in this room?
You can see at the bottom of the brazier floors as well that there's a small hole at the bottom where either fat or blood or liquid or whatnot would be able to come out to fall into that sun pattern in the middle. There's not a lot of mold in this room, Dash.
Okay.
Corpses or things that you think you saw before aren't here.
Okay.
Ooh. Can you still find hidden doors pretty easily, Lucius?
That's still my specialty. And I guess I'll start scanning this room for secret doors.
Yeah, a secret door will glow here.
Oh,
Good
holy
work,
crap.
Keegan. I say as I point it out.
Remember when you found that other one at the brewery?
As you scan it, Lucius, looking it over, you can see that this is a secret door. It says the way it triggers is through a dial that has to be turned through several holes in the wall at the same time with a metal apparatus.
Do we think it's a specific one or something that we can, looking around, make something work?
Yeah, looking it over and everybody kind of going with you, you can see definitely the same symbol from before of the book with the lock on it.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, it looks like there's a spot where 5 fingers should be able to enter into these holes in the wall where gems have been pried away.
All
and a
right.
dial behind them.
I'll walk over to it, hold my breath, and gently try to activate it.
Yeah, do you have use magic device?
And are you doing that with your robot arm or your other human arm?
We're doing it with my human arm,
And it's almost time to update Jasper.
and I got a total of 27 on my use magic device. Not good enough. Use magic device is way too hard to use. You explode.
Sorry, all of your bones fly out of your back and kill your party.
You could have rolled better.
Placing your fingers into the holes here and pushing against it, the door does, with a hiss and crackle, slide open. It reveals a inner kind of pathway. You can see stairs that go up and stairs that go down. It is fair amount colder in here than it is in the main chamber. You can all take a look and see. It looks like the inside of this door is coated with lead.
I'm gonna lean into it like Like when you get a beverage out of the refrigerator on a hot day. Like, oh, yeah.
I'll update
Yeah.
Jasper at this point of what we found so far.
She'll be extremely excited to hear about it and ask, is there anything cool? Like, do you see cool stuff? Or is it just secret passageways? Can you take a picture? Send more pictures. Over.
Will do. Over. I'll take a bunch of pictures with my HCOM of everything down in this room.
The original room with the braziers, was there any other way that we could have gone besides the secret doorway?
No, just had one entranceway in.
Okay.
Could we have continued descending down the staircase, or was this the bottom?
Yeah, you continue descending down the staircase.
So now we can go either down or up the secret stairs or down the main staircase.
Correct.
Gotta go secret.
Secret, of course. I was just curious.
So sending pictures of the braziers, the room with the braziers, the carvings, and the secret door and everything around there.
Alrighty.
I'd like to let Jasper know specifically about the lead on the inside of the door, and ask her to keep listening as I try and walk through the doorway and see if she's able to continue to hear me the whole way. 'Cause I want to test. Yeah, then I'll come back into the brazier room.
Oswald, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I was talking the whole time. Over.
All right, over. I can hear you. Over.
Okay, well it sounds like we're gonna lose the ability to talk to you if we go in this secret staircase then because of all the lead. Over.
Okay, over.
Oh, I feel bad we didn't bring her.
I mean, we still could.
Nope.
We could split up. One or two of us goes down the secret stairs, and the rest of us fuck off down the regular stairs.
We could split up even more than that. Some of us go up secret stairs, some of us go down secret stairs, and the others go down regular stairs.
There's so many possibilities here, Lucius.
Oh no. Alright.
What should we do? I trust your judgment.
Jesse, you go back up and grab Jasper. Keegan, you go down the one stairs. I'll go down the secret stairs. No, I say we all go down the secret stairs. Anybody got an objection to that?
No, not particularly.
I'm on team down secret stairs.
Yeah, with any luck, I'm hoping we're gonna pop out of the lead eventually. We'll see.
I've watched too many episodes of Dungeon Crawl at this point, so I'm want to inspect this door to see if I can tell whether it's going to close behind us as soon as we move past this room.
Yeah, go ahead and give me that disable device.
Okay, total of 18. Man, I'm rolling nothing but 2s today.
I should have done it.
It does look like it has another opening apparatus on the inside as well, similar to the one on the outside. So even if it does close, it looks like it opens the same way, but getting some light in here to be able to see, you can see the things that Lucius was mentioning before, that there is an iron rod that seems to go down the top of the inside of this secret stairway to be able to cast light on.
Light!
Light
He
it
said
up, boss.
silently.
Wow. As it illuminates the entire thing, going up and down. Following it down, there are not as many etchings on the walls inside here. There are spots, though, we can see gems have been picked out of probably the rooms, so that you can look into rooms as you are going around the outside of this secret passageway.
Like this was designed to spy into rooms from.
Correct.
Oh, we're in a spy hole.
You can eventually find spots where this is where you load the traps from the other side.
What kind of traps are we talking about?
Deadly ones.
On ball.
Wait, is Matt back?
Yep. I'm here, I promise.
If it wasn't the bucket, Dosh was not interested.
Well, and claiming Ruby Rod.
Yes.
Listen, none of my skills apply to the dungeons.
Sometimes you just gotta wait for your.
Time to shine. Yeah.
Yeah. And I've been having fun watching Marshall just roll 20s.
Yeah.
I've been enjoying that too.
But you will get to one room where you can look into. This seems more like a religious gathering room. Stained glass lit from the other side by continuous flames. It shows Horeth and the map of Zerain, though this is a very old map of the Empire. In fact, it still has Kushani on it, taking a spot in the bay where You know it to be water, but I guess at this time that there was actually land there. Looking into this room, you can see that there are patterns to the gems that seem to be embedded in the walls. And kind of what you guessed from before, Lucius, is of it telling a story. You can see that there are 3 gems that are different than the other ones that seem to be placed in kind of the Spider Forest, in the Selene District, and in the Selene District as well.
Is it detailed enough that you could think that those would be actual places in those areas?
Yes.
What color gems does it look like? It could be something that an element would be relevant for.
Yeah. The one that kind of corresponds to where you're at is a ruby. The Sword Eye one is a topaz. The Selene one, a sapphire, and the Selene one, a emerald.
Oh, so each would be a different element.
How does it look like a old-timey, iconic medieval map, or does it look like it's to scale, to like a map scale?
Imagine it more of a map scale, but done kind of a style like constellations.
So if it lines up, where there is land anyways, where does it look like the buildings? Do they look like neighborhoods or buildings that we're aware of?
Compared to a modern map, it's a little tough. The only other one you could probably guess and fits in with what you already know is the one in the Spider Forest Sword Eye District. Aligns somewhat to what you know of the Arashi Shrine.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take a picture so that I could take it into some maps and overlay it.
The Arashi Shrine, would that be the topaz one then?
Correct.
None of them overlay with the water area, do they? The water system?
Nope, there's one in the Selene area that appears to be on the shoreline, but does not play into the land that is no longer there.
So if we know about the Arashi Shrine, are any of these indicative of a shrine that we might not be aware of that could be somewhat secret?
Potentially. I mean,
Okay.
this one wasn't labeled as a Horeth Shrine anywhere, right?
Right.
Jasper found it through old plumbing blueprints.
But where we are, we got a green one, the emerald.
No,
Or-
we got the ruby.
Yep.
All the
Oh,
fire.
sorry, we're the ruby. Yeah, it makes sense.
Do we know where the locations of previous dungeon crawl seasons have been? Or is that not something that's publicly known? Is it just like, it's a dungeon, but they don't tell you where?
Correct.
Okay.
It's a dungeon.
Do the seasons have themes? Or is it like always like, is it more like The Price is Right where they bring out the same games where it's like, oh, you're familiar with this game, or are they all new games?
Yeah, a season basically goes until someone completes that dungeon,
Uh-huh.
and then they switch to a new one.
We know where one dungeon is.
Kind of like your Price is Right, where it's the same until someone wins, and then they change it up.
Yeah.
But have there been dungeons that have been like more earth or water themed?
No, because those are all vaults.
Okay.
At least from what Lucius has given to you, they're all vaults tied with the original 9 Lich Gods. And so,
And this is more of a secret staircase affair.
and this is more of a shrine to that god. So, like, this isn't Horeth's vault, but this is a shrine to Horeth.
Okay.
Pull up a map.
But you will see there is a marking on the inside of this passageway as you go down that lets you know you are now below water.
Everyone can swim, right?
Yeah.
Just enough.
About that.
Okay,
This is where the weakness of my medal shows.
I put just enough ranks in it that as long as I'm just treading water or something, I'm okay.
Yep, I got 1 rank in swim.
I got my swim is 7.
Yeah.
My swim is -1. You guys ready?
Get the rope.
See that's what you don't want. If you can just take
So-
10 on it, then you're happy.
Just to be clear, you are not literally going into water. It is
Right.
saying that outside of this passageway, it's marking a water line.
What Marshall said.
Yeah,
What the hell?
Marshall's got it right.
All right. Good to know. I say we continue on then.
I guess I was reading it as beyond this point, if there were catastrophic structural failure in this place, that water could be
Correct. Like you're reading that correctly, Sean.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
Perhaps like some kind of traps being set off to break the walls open.
You're paranoid. Let's go.
You don't know what I've seen, Lucius. I would also like a picture of the placement of those gems before we leave this room.
All right.
So,
And I guess just to be sure, there's no way to interact with that, right? It seems to be just a map.
You open the secret door from the inside.
Right.
When you walk in, you guys look around it. You're not seeing any way to necessarily interact with that map.
All right, good.
none of the gems are like shining in any weird way, are they? They all just seem like inert gemstones.
No, they all glitter because of the continuous flames behind the stained glass, showing 4 different forms of Horeth. But they don't like magically glitter or attract attention. Your cursor doesn't change when you go over them.
Yeah. Okay.
Was there a normal stairway entrance into this area? Or could
Yeah,
this...
yeah. You can see there's a normal door on the other side.
Okay. Interesting. All right. And this was as far down as the secret stairway went?
No, it still continues.
Oh, okay. Then I'd say we continue down the secret stairway.
Mm-hmm.
You continue down, and you'll see that there is another room here that you can look into. The stairwell does continue, but in this room, it does look like there is a hole missing in the floor. You can see that there is a kind of gear setup, a crank and gear kind of lever setup next to this open hole in the ground that goes down. Looking in, if you guys step into that room, you can see there's a platform at the bottom. It looks like it is into a larger kind of control room. You can see metal pipes all along the walls. This whole area, when you come in here, it is extremely humid and warm. Steam is everywhere. You can feel that sweat accumulating on yourselves. Unless you're an android, then you're fine.
Was this hole made for me? Is this my hole?
But looking from up here, you can see that there is, next to what looks like main controls to it, a broken, crushed body. That mold is covering over it and going up onto the controls. The mold spread quite a bit, but you know this from Lucius's check earlier. The mold here grows with elemental exposure. You can see that the body that has been crushed or broken there. You can see the crude ancient cybernetics tied to the old Lich Gods, are originally called Golem modifications. As you can see, kind of the unlit runes carved and traced into its large mechanical golem-esque arm pressed onto the top of the controls. But the rest of the body is long since gone. It looks like it's about a 25-foot drop into here without pulling the platform back up or anything. And you still have the passageway, which still goes down further.
Anybody see anything dangerous down there? Anything to stop us from wanting to go down?
Let me see if I can raise the platform up.
Let's do it.
Use a knowledge engineering to see if I can get this thing up.
Yeah, go for it.
27.
Yeah. It still looks structurally sound enough that you trust yourself to be able to pull the gears and bring it back up. It runs actually fairly smoothly. And within about a minute, it comes back up to the top, locking into place. As you can see, the elemental patterns on the outside line up with the platform that lowered before it locks in.
Take some pictures of this area for Jasper as well.
This room here does not have another doorway out except for the secret door.
Is the crank and lever and platform apparatus, is that all got the same magical warding on it to keep it from elemental exposure?
It does.
Okay.
Are you saying that we could take the secret passage down into this area besides the platform?
No, I'm saying it continues down further.
Right. But if we were to go down the platform that Keegan brought up, that is the only way into this room going down.
Correct.
All right.
Unless there's a secret door.
Unless there's a secret door. Let's check this place out.
I'm gonna wait here for a bit. just in the interest of having the not all our eggs in one basket strategy.
Fours, I think it makes sense. Your plan. I agree.
I'll stay up here with the force. We'll chill in the second basket.
Okay. I'll
I'll
be
go
part
with the
of
first
team
basket.
Go down.
Team basket 1. Let's go.
It's essentially just having a staggered approach to floration.
Right.
Just to be clear, it does take 1 minute for the platform to raise or lower.
Okay.
That sounds like round information.
I said it casually before, and I didn't want you guys to miss that.
All right, down we go.
Yep.
All right, with a whir of gears, Keegan will begin lowering the platform. Dosh and Forge, as you're staying up here in this room,
The controls are on the platform itself?
there are a set of controls on the platform.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, we're hanging back.
Alrighty. So Keegan, Lucius, and Oswald, the room is unsufferably warm, humid, and moist. You're standing on stone ground. You can see the controls about you, the various water pipes for the steamworks here as they are not moving. Looks like this is not turned on or not active, really. Around the outside of this room, hard to see from the top, you can see the caldera-esque setup with boiling water, chunks of lava stone pushed to the top from the various hot springs and from underneath as you are down here in this main center.
You want to investigate that corpse first or last?
Last. I'm curious if there's a way to make this room more sufferable.
For you.
Does it look like there's a way to kind of vent the room or ventilate the room better or something? Like there's a function that's not going?
Yeah, you can see there's various vents and kind of fan ports for it, but it's not on. Like it's not pulling the heat out of this room.
Can I see if there's a control panel or something for this area?
Yeah, I mean, there is mold growing across part of it. You can see the control panel where the corpse was.
Alright, we should be careful of this corpse and its mold, right? It seems like we're getting way close to heat.
We can take this heat. It's uncomfortable, but it's.
He's got the control panel.
I don't want to kick up the breeze and start blowing the mold around this place.
I think it is less about the mold blowing around and more about the mold being exposed to an element. If I understand this right, if it's like exposed to, like, let's say I cast spark on it, it's going to do something weird.
Correct.
And it's already damp.
But
And hot.
So we know that there's a control panel that's got probably some dude died over it.
Yeah, I'm wondering what happened here with all these bodies.
Is there anything, any like debris around that would suggest? Because you said you described the body as broken and crushed. Is there anything around that would obviously be the thing that would crush a body?
Looking around in here at the moment, no, there's nothing that seems like it's meant to crush or move up and down in that sense, besides the platform, but he's too far away for that.
Would like a fall have done that?
Potentially, like you mentioned, maybe a fall, or I guess if somebody kind of like bled out and got to the controls before they did, but the crushing wouldn't make sense then.
Yeah.
What about well, I'm not down there.
But speaking of which, up above, Dosh and Fours, while you see your friends lower down, is there anything you guys are doing in here? Looking around this antechamber to the lower control room.
Does it look like water has ever passed through here? Like lots and lots of it? Is there any way to determine that? Okay. What about heat? Is there scorch marks or anything like that?
Go ahead and give me a perception.
Why do I have such bad skills?
Because you're a fighter?
I rolled a 4, so I have a 5.
Oh yeah, that's better than I do.
Yep. As you look around, it does not. There's no scorch marks here. That's for sure.
Yeah, what is the purpose of this chamber other than to lower one down into the further chamber? I'll look around.
To me, it looks like this is the controls for all of the like ventilation and heating and stuff throughout the entirety of this place. Like, and it's off. It looks like it's risky to turn it back on or interact with the controls, but
Yeah, Fours, with your perception, as you're looking about, you'll find that there are multiple shelves that are built into the wall as part of, like, you have to slide the stone back to get access to them. Though most of these books have long since rotted from water and heat exposure, there are a few different tablets here carved into lead that seem to be written in the original Arferi language.
Ooh.
Training guides and things like that, it looks like.
The lead tablets look like training guides?
Yeah, looks like somebody has carved instructions or manuals on it in ancient Arferi.
Okay. I'm going to grab those tablets and run back up to. I'm gonna relay these back up to our intelligence in the van. I'll say to Dodge before I'll disappear up the staircase. But when I get to the beyond the dead zone of the lead door, I'll send some pictures Jasper's way of these Arferi. I don't speak. I can't read ancient Arferi, so
What?
I'm gonna transmit.
Yeah, I'll look these over. These are incredible. Are you bringing these back? Can I have these? Over.
Depends on. I can't promise you that right now. But yeah, you have the pictures.
She'll be looking them over as you head back to Dosh.
I'll hang out for a little bit in case they have some immediate updates.
Yeah, she'll let you know that I'll start looking them up. I'll check the forums for us.
All right. Okay. And I'll head back down.
Yeah, down below, Lucius, Keegan, and Oswald.
This is weird, right? Like, if this room controls, like, steam or power or water output for the whole complex, why is it hard to get to?
Are there any other doors down here?
So imagine it this way, right? We use a secret passage to get into the room that allows us to descend into this room, right? But there's the normal passage that also allows you to get there. The secret passage that we took is more like just the secret. This is how you get around and spy on each room.
No, I mean, why is it hard to get into this room in particular? Why do you have to go down that platform? Why isn't there just, like, a door over there that leads into, like, the hall?
Maybe it's if this room turns off or something happens, they don't, or it's all kind of contained into this area. I don't know.
Is there doors? Did we look for doors down here?
There seem to be no doors here in this wide, expansive room that is surrounded by boiling water and stone. You can see there's various kind of holes in the stone that seem to go further away from you, but they're probably maybe the size of, like, a pigeon.
Okay.
They're not like people size.
Well, it sounds silly, but we'll go for another round of detect secret doors here. And I'll kind of scan around.
Yeah, there's no secret doors that you can detect in here. Though it will ping there's a cache, a container with information, in the boiling water on the west side of this room.
Huh.
You guys probably don't know what I'm doing, but I start looking around, right? Like I'm looking for something. And inside that boiling water, can I attempt to elevate this cache with Mage Hand? I can lift up to 15 pounds now.
Unfortunately, it's heavier than that.
Okay.
As you kind of like look over the edge and see it, the water boils and shivers around it. You can see the cracks in the ground underneath where the water boils from like lava coming through, or at least superheated water. But looking down at this vase must be, God, if it was next to you, you'd probably guess maybe waist high, maybe chest high. It's fairly large.
Okay. Well then, yeah, I'll wave you guys over to look at it.
I'll ask for if we think we should head in now. Seems like they're pretty safe.
Yeah, I think so.
Seems like we have a minute. I'll just watch the descend of the platform.
Like, can your unseen servant go grab it?
Ooh.
They loaded a truck for us. I don't know what their deal with water is.
Well, when I did that, I cast like frickin' 10 of them or something, which means that I'm blowing through like lots of spells to do that. I'm a little bit hesitant in this situation to blow through so much magic.
Are there like big industrial tongs lying around somewhere?
There are not.
How's this platform raising and lowering? Is it connected to something?
Yeah, series of chains in what you guys are standing on the floor, but in the ceiling underneath it. So pulling upon the gears and levers, you can crank it back up and then get on the platform and lower you and fours down if you'd like. It takes 2 whole minutes, which is nothing in real time. But a million years in combat.
Yeah.
Right.
God, I'm getting deja vu about this room and its setup. I feel like I've encountered this in a previous big campaign.
There's a good chance you did.
Once lowered down here, fours, it very much feels like to you that you're almost like when you're close to the pillar in the Pine Barrens in Anise.
Just super intense.
And just that tinkle of magic all about.
So I'll point out the cache, I'll point out the controls and how we've been hesitant to touch them because of the mold around it. But it might be alright to get to those controls. I'm just a little bit nervous about it.
Is this cache inside? It's like inside of a vat thing, right?
So there's a large vase at the bottom of a boiling pool.
We have rope, right? Didn't Vor say at the beginning of this we have rope?
Yeah, we got rope.
Yes.
I called rope.
Yeah. Tie a lasso and then use your mage hand to wrap it around the cachet that we just pulled up.
Yeah, I like that plan.
Mm-hmm.
Are you
Yeah,
good with
sounds
rope, Lucius?
Let's give it a shot.
Do it.
Very well. With lasso constructed and mage hand assisted, you are able to lower the rope into the boiling liquid, wrap around the edges of the vase and underneath its handles, and begin to pull it up.
Oh, Keegan?
I'll help. Oh,
Very well. It is very heavy. This vase is, I mean, not only probably whatever's in it, but it's also filled with water. And you're pulling it up. The vase, as it begins to surface, the water boils stronger and hotter. As it begins to break the surface of that water, the first liquid elemental hand that slams against the shore side on the edge of this constructed platform. You can see on the vase kind of a strange markings. It looks like 4 crescent moons back to back.
okay.
But the creature begins to take shape.
You're not treasure.
Put it back. Put it back.
A boiling water body with contained storm within rising from the vase. Flames begin to burst out from the edges of the water as it pushes the obsidian to the outside of its shell and form, as it roars out in Ignan. I believe a language only 4 speaks.
I know I speak that one.
Hey, at least it's spoken.
Defilers of the sacred work of Horeth, commander of the elements, your blood will pay for your trespassing.
All right, so casting tongues. I'm like, so to be clear, you were going to activate no matter what we did. If we touch the controls.
Oh, it's totally going to activate when you hit the controls. But you guys pulled it up instead, which it's activated now. This is where we will end the session.
Put it back. Put it back.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for listening. Like, rate, review, all that jazz. You know what's up. Of course, please feel free to join us in Discord. Say hi to us wherever. Our music, as usual, is from Nihilor. You heard 10,000 people screaming, "I'm an individual." You heard Cathedral, as well as Failures of Infinity. You also heard Cyberkong by Mood Mode. Sound effects by Pixabay. And, well, I can't believe it's already October. All right, bye!